welcome to episode 11 of Geek Speak, the place for all your nerdy needs on BigRedBarrel.com. I am your host, Lauren, and with me as always is the beauty... No, that's me. Is the Baroness of Butts, our amorous Auntie Alex.
Hello.
And the Queen of Derps, Pokemonica.
Hello.
And we have the beauty of the Borderlands and a very sweet shrimp, Lauren.
Thank you very much, Alex.
Hey, we wrote this down. Come on, it has to be said.
Yeah. I'm so warm. It's so warm. Sorry, I know we're meant to be talking about games, but can we talk about how fucking warm it is?
It is rather toasty, yes. Especially since podcasting, we have to shut all windows and fans off for your ears to be satisfied with our voices. That probably didn't make sense. I'm on a fair few bits of medication today. So if I ramble...
Isn't it always a bit funny how, like, when it gets really hot, everyone straight away gets under ACs and then gets immediately sick and is like, come on, it's warm, why do I have a cold?
I don't have ACs. At work, we have no temperature control and our windows barely open, so I'm at the top floor. Everything's swelteringly hot. We can't open the windows properly. And it gets, I think it got to about 29 in the classroom. So we have a room full of kids, plus us,
Sweaty
and I have
kids.
to teach.
Ew.
Oh, sweaty kids.
Yeah.
Ew.
It's not as bad as wet kids, because wet kids smell like wet dog. Yeah, it's weird. So sweaty kids aren't too bad, but I'm usually more paranoid about myself at that point. But it's just so disgustingly hot. It's horrible. And then when I come home, it's still hot. And then we podcast.
Yeah.
Can't have the
And
fan
it's still
on,
hot.
Can't have the window.
It's still hot, so...
It is very British of us to be complaining about the temperature right now.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I lived in Cyprus for 6 years. I still fucking complain about how hot it is.
I'm not used to this. This is like the Sahara to Welsh people. We don't see this kind of heat. Okay, back on topic. So we got a few games to talk about today and an interesting movie which some of our listeners might not have heard about before. We're going to start with a game which may polarize some people, but I think a lot of us think is super, super cute and fun, and it is Yoshi's Woolly World.
Woohoo! My first Amiibo!
Your first Amiibo and the first plushie one out of... I don't even know how many we've got now, to be honest.
Don't
Many.
count them, it's gonna freak you out.
Many.
They're all in front of the TV. I'm pretty sure Coleman has put many pictures on the old internets of them.
Yep.
But Yoshi kind of sticks out, but he is super cute. And if you put the other Amiibos on the Wii U pad while you're playing, you give Yoshi different outfits.
Yeah.
And the Bowser one is my favorite. Bowser and Wii Fit are the best outfits for me.
There's a
And then
Wii Fit
Coleman...
one?
Yeah, it's grey with a little blue top.
Aww.
And the Bowser one looks like he's wearing lipstick when you look at him from afar, and he's got a little, shell on his backpack and a mohawk.
Oh.
Coleman loves the Sonic one, but he's pretty much just all blue with Sonic
yeah.
shoes and little gloves. But they are super cute. And if you're playing and you put Yoshi on whilst being single player in a level, you get another Yoshi to play with. So you dual Yoshiing.
Yeah.
But if you put a plastic Yoshi on, you get a plastic Yoshi in a Woolly World.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh,
It is very cute.
see, I had the game with the triple Yoshis pre-ordered. That thing
Yeah.
ran out on the pre-orders within a couple of hours of going up. So I had that pre-order for ages and ages and ages, and then it got to a couple of days before, and I was just looking, it's 75 quid.
Oh no, but all the Yoshis!
I know.
You should have told us. We were looking for a triple pack.
Oh.
We would have had that off you.
Oh, no, I just cancelled it. I thought someone else is gonna get it. Someone who might want it. 'Cause
Could
there's
have been Lauren.
I didn't realise. I figured you guys would have had it pre-ordered already.
Well, to be honest, that's what I would figure as well, that you guys would be on top of the,
Yeah,
free
exactly.
Yoshi deal.
Well, Coleman was a bit and ahhing with the Yoshi because it doesn't really fit with the rest of them, but it is
Oh,
super
no.
cute.
They are adorable. Yeah, I just
So-
figured I'll pick up the game later. I just couldn't justify it. It was just too much.
We've just got the green one right now, but if there's any other variants, they had a red Yoshi in the game, which is adorable, and I would have preferred that over the pink or the blue one.
The pink one is cute.
I would have rather a red one to a pink one, though.
Yeah, red would have been cuter. Yeah, I've got a pink
Yeah.
one sat under my desk that I need to post to a friend because I caught the tail end of some Amazon pre-orders as well. I was like, oh, I'll get an extra pink one. But I'm sending that to a friend as a wedding present.
Aww.
She's in America. They're not getting them for another 3 months or something.
Yeah, the whole, like, Nintendo stuff with America, it's like they really hate them. They didn't even bother sending out the normal DS, they just sold them the XL.
But so many games, so many 3DS games. This is what drives me crazy. There's several 3DS games that you can get in America or have release dates in America. And just the rest of Europe is a bit like, well, not that, you're a big 3DS market and all that, because we kind of are. It's like, yeah, you'll get them. Maybe, one day. Steam World Dig? What's that? Never heard of. Took like 6 months or something to come from the US to the UK.
Oh, is that on the DS?
Yes.
I was playing it on the PS4. So much fun.
One of my friends has been playing it. It looks very fun.
It is really cute.
How is Yoshi's actually Woolly World to play? Because I keep looking at the videos and I've read a bunch of stuff with very mixed reviews. And the main reason I originally wanted to get it was because it reminds me of Yoshi's Story on the N64, which was one of my favourite games on the N64. But I was disappointed in this one that it involved no fruit or eating of said fruit, and the ability to just eat all the melons and have a super high score, which my
You can
12-year-old
eat lots
needs
of Shy Guys.
You can eat the other Yoshi.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my problem, because I'm playing it in co-op, and I keep confusing the button for eat with the button for jump, and it's like in the most important moment, so Better Husband is trying to shoot something with his Yoshi, and I'm like, ooh, I need to jump over you to get out of the way. Oops, I ate you by accident, and now, because I realized mid-eating that I'm not actually jumping, I jumped and also fell off, so...
Yeah, Coleman, he was collecting all the Shy Guys as little balls of yarn, and then he discovered that he could eat his second Yoshi and just have him as a Yoshi ball following him, because it was easier than trying to control both Yoshis at once. Mm-hmm. And it gave you, like, some extra yarn and an extra, like, thing to chuck at things, which was pretty cool. And the ball of Yoshi is quite cute.
Seriously, screaming on top of your lungs, "Stop pooping me out," is a legit line in this game.
Stop pooping me out!
Yeah!
Basically, stop pooping.
Well, it's just so cute the way I don't know if they still have all the same sound effects, like, because you could do that as well.
Yep.
In Yoshi's Story. You could just go plunk and then eat the other Yoshi and just go plunk and it come out in a big egg, and then you could run around with it and then throw it.
Yeah,
that's true.
No, it's really good. I also like a little sound effect when you can go and jump on the other Yoshi's head and goes bang, 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 bang. It's really adorable. We just end up for like minutes at a time, just stopping the game and just bouncing with each other's heads for like 5 minutes and like giggling while we do this. Because why not?
Yeah, I did spend a while in like the first like little hub world before you even get into the first level, just running around being Yoshi, going "Rah, rah, 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 rah." I am running because he got a really cute running animation. It's like,
yeah, and his feet turn into little wheels when he's running really fast.
Oh, and he can turn into a little. He's got like a helicopter bum when he jumps really high. Okay, overall, it's really cute and silly.
I have to say though, like this is just the point where I guess I'm not a big platformer, and I'm not a big fan of puzzles, because as much as I love this game and it's just so adorable and it brings me so much joy to play it every time, I play a level or two and I'm exhausted. I'm literally exhausted, and I'm like, with my controller's like, can I please go kill some dragons now, because I can't think. My arms are shaking, my head is buzzing.
Oh,
I love this, but I can't do this anymore.
You might struggle with Portal then.
I will. I'm telling you guys, there's no joke. It's like proper exercise for me to try to play these games.
You do have to play Portal though. It is funny as hell.
No, I
it's
believe
really
you.
good. Yeah.
And I will try, but come on, I can't even play Yoshi for more than an hour.
Yeah, so overall, Yoshi's Woolly World is super cute, adorable, silly, fun, where you can poop each other out.
Yep, that's the message from this game. Poop each other
There
out,
we go.
people.
Also,
it's funny.
Also Yoshi's and cute noises and I love when he tries to do his little jump and he goes
Oh, sorry, the other animation that is really cute where he's standing on the edge and he's like trying not to fall and he's like waves his little hands and balancing his little feet. Like, this game is full of adorable, you just can't deny it. It's just like, and even like when he finishes the level and he does this walking on the same spot thing, like a little dance or whatever, I don't know, it's just, it's full of adorables and cuddles, and you want to just squish it and hug it and everything.
He is cute. I've got a big Yoshi plushie on my desk.
Nice.
And
You
I
and
like
your
that one.
plushies.
Holding an apple. If Yoshi's not eating fruit, it doesn't feel right.
Alright, so shall we go into a territory which Alex might feel a bit more comfortable about in general, but Monica knows a bit more about?
Butts?
Elite Dangerous?
Yay!
Not quite butts, sorry Alex. More shooty, kill.
But butts in space. We're sat on our butts the whole time, so does that count?
Yeah, I suppose so.
How's Elite?
It's really fun. It's in open access on the Xbox One right now for about 20.
I'm gonna sound really stupid, but I don't know what this game is.
Oh, you're in the spaceship. It's like Eve, but less complicated and boring. Oh, well, I don't know. Eve's not boring, but when I played it when I was 18, I found it boring, and I haven't touched it since. I understand that it's an amazingly in-depth game. Well, like Elite's not as much, but you get to pilot the ships with a control, and it's really, really fun. The space is so pretty.
Nice.
And we went on a road trip to a black hole.
Was that one of the pictures that Ollie put up on Instagram?
Yes, yeah, we were all like clustered around the black hole, and to jump out of hyperdrive into the black hole, like, it was cool. It kind of distorted reality a bit, but then we were there, and then we took a whole bunch of photos. We're like, okay, now we're going to drive into the black hole, surely to our doom of like crushing intense heat death. And no, there was an invisible wall 25 kilometers out from the black hole, and we couldn't go any further. We were just sat there like, what?
That's no fun.
I demand my right to die.
I demand my right to be crushed by the gravitational force of this
I was
black
gonna
hole.
ask if it's
exactly.
like an Interstellar, but apparently it's not.
Yeah, I was really
I
disappointed.
haven't seen Interstellar.
Interstellar's great. Apparently the most scientifically accurate depiction of a black hole.
I know,
Is
but it's
it?
got Matthew
Oh, please.
McConaughey in it, and all
Supposedly.
I think is, alright. Sorry.
We didn't get to do any cool interstellar black hole stuff, but it was cool to see one. And then we sort of jumped out from the black hole, and then we were like, okay, well, what next? We kind of looked around our map and realized we were in the butt end of the universe. Like, we were in just a section of space.
Hey, butts!
It's butts. Here you go, butts. we were in a bit of space that no one gave a crap about. The closest station we eventually managed to find by like filtering the map to show ports that had trade in them, because you can't just look for specific ports, you have to look for systems that have trade. And we managed to dig that up somehow, and then we're like, okay, it's only really far away. And we had to trundle our way back. It's like walking back to London from Sussex. That's what it felt like.
Oh god.
Like a
That's
field
How
so
of
long,
fun.
how long
Sussex.
does it just generally take to fly from one end of the universe to the other? Is that even possible to fly from one end of the universe to another?
It is, and it would take you a really, really long time. There's like over 400,000 systems. And it's accurate to space. They've taken all the stars that we know of and they've put them in the game. Obviously we don't know what planets are around them, but they just made like computations that were like, okay, it's this type of star, therefore it could potentially have this planet, this planet, this planet, this planet, done. Some asteroid rings and so it's not accurate in that respect, but all the stars have all the names from the stars that we know of. And it is the Milky Way. And you can go to Sol, and you can go to Earth if you want to, but it's
Cool.
you have to gain rep with a certain faction. But yeah, it's really fun. We crash into stuff a lot. Ollie managed to jump out of warp into a system next to one sun, but also almost into another sun. Proceeded to almost blow up his ship. He was just like, crap, I'm on fire, I can't get away from these suns. Ah.
Were you near Tatooine or something?
Yeah.
I presume you can't really land on planets, can you?
Not yet. They're planning to add that into the game, but you can't right now.
Hmm.
You can land at stations, which is also hilarious because you have to. They don't really tell you this in much of the tutorials, but so you have to pull up to the station, request docking permission. If you don't request docking permission and you just go straight in, with after 4 minutes of warning, they will shoot you down. So then if you ask for permission, they're like, okay, go to docking bay, blah, blah, blah. If you go to the wrong docking bay, they'll warn you, and they will shoot you down.
Hey, they're no joking in space.
Like real life.
They do not mess around. And you dock, and you can do your stuff around the station. And then if you request to leave, you have 4 minutes to leave, because if you don't within those 4 minutes, they will again shoot you down. And we've watched so many people just get shot to shit. We've got some funny docking stories, including one with Rich.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
tell
sorry,
us.
you just said docking stories and I'm being dirty. Okay, carry on.
I want funny docking stories, please.
So
Space docking.
So what happens is the police NPC sometimes scan your ships to see if you're carrying illegal goods. And we weren't sure what was going to happen if they scanned us and we had illegal goods. We thought we would get shot, because that seemed to be the overall pattern, is that you do something wrong, you get shot. You don't, you just get a fine, as it turns out. But what I discovered that if I managed to boost away quick enough, the scan would be interrupted. So I said, I managed to get away from a scan by just going really fast out of the station and boosting my ship and then just going off. And I didn't get a fine.
Mm-hmm.
And Rich thought, okay, I will remember this. He was going towards the station and he was running his ship silent. And when you do that, your shields go off and all your heat stays internally. So he was slowly overheating, but it was okay. And then someone started to scan him. And he was like, oh no, crap, I know what I'll do. I'll boost away, which he did, into the station and promptly exploded his ship. Because his shields were gonna fly.
Wow.
Bless him.
I actually kind of wanted to mention, well, first of all, I did actually play a little bit of Elite, but I played it when we first got our DK2, the VR set. And it was basically just to put it on our face and to see what it's like to be inside the ship, and so I didn't really fly because I don't really do very well with VR, which is really weird because I don't get any seasickness, car sickness, any kind of other sickness. It's just VR sickness. I guess I'm allergic.
It's slightly difficult at the moment because I felt a bit sick after using it for Alien Isolation back at EGX with the Roto VR, and when I used it over Eagles, just play Half-Life. Because you're just not used to it yet, so you're still trying to compensate for things using your own brain and your own balance, but you don't have any actual frame of reference with regards to your body. So naturally, you're going to become sick until it becomes more realistic with tracking to your eye movements and your body movements.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's really interesting, though. But did you know, here's a fun fact, in games that are in first-person mode, have you noticed how there's always a little tiny white dot in the middle of the screen?
No.
Well, on a VR headset.
In most first-person games, there's either a reticule, if it's a shooting involved one, or if it's not and you're just looking around, say Bioshock if you don't have a gun out, there is always, and you just don't notice it, but it's there, it's always a white dot, because that helps to prevent motion sickness.
Wow. Maybe in VR headsets that kind of gets removed in the transfer process.
Maybe. I don't know, I haven't tried a VR headset, but I've been paying attention to the first person games I've been playing. I just know ones like where you're a human or a thing walking around, so yeah, like Bioshock or even in Alien, there is always a little white dot, and that's to stop people getting motion sick. Fun fact of the day!
Yeah, interesting. Actually, the other game that I wanted to speak, and sorry guys, it's not on the agenda, so it's a bit random, but I played it like maybe a year ago. It's tangentially space related, but it's Artemis Space Bridge Simulator. Mm-hmm. Have you heard about this?
I've heard about it. I think you mentioned it before to me.
Yeah, it's really fun. Everyone sort of downloads this on their iPads, iPhones, or whatever other devices.
Yeah, I was going to play it with a bunch of mates, but we couldn't get everyone around in the same place at the same time, because you need like 6 or 7 people, don't you?
Yeah, because everyone gets like different roles. There's the captain, who in my opinion, is the most boring thing ever, because everyone else is just kind of doing their stuff, and the captain's going around, can I have more stuff, magical stuff happen in engineering?
Yeah, it's kind of like Guns of Icarus, but in space.
And yeah, no, it was really fun the last time we did it, and I was in engineering, which is why I remembered the engineering. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of things happening at the time, and it's like, it's really bizarre because it's a big difference between there's nothing really happening and you're sitting there and it's like, oh, I guess I'll give more power to weapons for no reason at all, or give more power to traveling in space or whatever, and then just goes down, and then suddenly everything is wrong, and your workers that are traveling around the ship, they're dying, and you can't replace them, and parts of ships are broken, and then the next thing you know, you're blown up.
Yeah, that sounds a bit stressful for me.
It's fun for about an hour. Then you need a break.
Yoshi's Woolly World and this game. Fun for an hour, but then you need a break.
Yeah, that's the theme for the games for today for me.
Yeah.
Fun for an hour and then, God. Yeah, you need breaks from Elite, but we kind of went for several hours, and after a while it was like, okay, I need to stop and look at the world. And then all the world was slightly warped. I was trying to look at my Kindle and the screen was just going a bit funny because of the spaceship cockpit I've been staring at for like the past 3 hours.
Okay, so speaking of fun for an hour, I finally got episode 3 of Tales from Borderlands.
Whoop,
Catch a ride.
Catch a ride.
Get your ride. Yeah. The reason I say fun for an hour is it only takes about an hour to play the episode, but it is really, really fun. And it introduces a new super cute... This is the theme of the episode. Super cute things. Something in Elite Dangerous was probably super cute. Space, awesome. But this includes a new robot called Gortys, which is voiced by Ashley Johnson from The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
She played Ellie, and is this cute ball robot that is so sweet. And I convinced it that someone was sick when he was actually dead, and she started trying to pull him away, going, "Come on, sleepyhead, come on, we'll get you better, come on, come on." I was like, oh my god, I love you. They need a plushie of you. But it's really fun. You get introduced to some more new characters. Some characters from episode 2 come in and they're fleshed out a bit more, and you see some characters from Borderlands 1. So you see Brick and Mordecai. From Borderlands, the pre-sequel. You see Athena, that's the one. They also mention, well, Scooter was in the last one, but it's just really nice when you get to go into a bit more of the Atlas lore, which is another kind of subsidiary, another kind of big corporation based on Pandora, where one of the characters has made it her mission to kill off every single member of them.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really cool story. It's just annoying that I know now I'm gonna probably have to wait months again for episode 4, which makes me want to weep. I just finished it, like, I need to know more of the story. I want to know more. It's like, you fuckers, why'd you do this to me? Ah!
How many episodes are there going to be in total?
5.
Oh, wow.
We're on 3. They were meant to be every other month with Game of Thrones. They released the first episode like within a week of each other back in December, November time last year. And then it was meant to be every other month since. So we should have been very much done by now with at least one of the series, but we're not. Because Alex, you've only recently got episode 3 of Game of Thrones, haven't you?
No, actually, I think it was a few months back. But
Was it?
It's been there. I know it's there. I haven't played it, and I don't even want to play it. It's like I'm going off Game of Thrones. This is crazy, guys. I might be sick or something.
No.
Because that's not a talk that I usually talk.
Especially since last week you had me looking for dragon eggs.
No, I still love dragons. But Game of Thrones in general, I'm just going like, guys, I can't be bothered with you anymore. So many things I can't be bothered.
And I've just started researching it. I just found a new YouTube channel called Comic Historian, and he does like 10-minute summaries of some big story arcs within comic books. So I watched like the Hush one, I watched the Death of a Family from Batman, a few Deadpool ones where I watched them, ended up buying the comics yesterday, and then he had some like little summaries of the lore from different TV series. So I watched about the Night Watch and the White Walkers.
Okay.
So I was learning a bit more about it for you.
No, like, I don't know, if you haven't seen, I reviewed season 5 not long ago, and you can go and read it, like, because I tried very, very hard not to spoil anything. I literally go, okay, this was a bad point, this is a really good point. I couldn't really explain things, like, a lot of probably character names are not going to make sense for you, but it's very safe to read. But yeah, it's just, this season, I think, was one of the worst seasons that ever came out. And then I cannot be bothered with this book hype that just every time it's like, oh, it's not coming out this year, it's not coming out this year. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm losing interest. Yeah. And now with the game as well, I'm like, well, I get it, but I'm kind of tired. Like, it's been stretching for far too long.
Yeah, well, welcome to me of like 3 years ago.
Yeah, well, I've only started, like, getting into Game of Thrones about 3 years ago, so that's just that. I haven't lasted very long.
That's when I got into it. I read all the books and I just went, F this. How long till the next book? Well, because
Unknown.
bear in mind, then was when only the first season of or maybe it was more than 3. It must have been more than 3 years ago. It was like 4 or 5, 3 years ago that I read it, and yeah, so the first season had only just finished. So I watched that and I read all of the books, and then I just went, no, I'm done. I'm done with this. Like, I am just done with the series.
Mom, to put it in perspective, the first book came out the year I was born, okay?
No. Oh
That's
my god.
how long ago this was. And I feel so sorry for those people who started reading it like 20 plus something years ago, because they must be really pissed off.
Yeah, they must just be like, what's gonna happen? Seriously, where is Arya's wolf? Seriously, I am like so done with this.
Bring back Nymeria.
Like, they just hint at it again and again and again. It's like, oh, there's this pack of wolves in the forests, and they're just like, they're led by this big wolf female that's supposedly white. It's like, oh, this is gonna be interesting. It's like, now we shall never speak of it again.
And now let's go and see what Brienne is up to. And Brienne is just wandering around doing nothing.
It's like, hey, Stannis, how's it going with the whole trying to be king? Great? No? Alright, fine.
Well, I've listened to some Nightwatch, I corrected some of their grammar, it was swell.
This means nothing to me.
I'm so sorry.
I know nothing. I'm Jon Snow in this instance. I know nothing.
Oh, I'm so tired of the Jon Snow memes.
Please. Sorry, spoiler. Even I know that. Everyone knows that.
I know that too. Well,
you can't get past it.
Actually, to be fair, if I hadn't known about it from the book, I wouldn't. We should probably edit this anyway, just because people are super touchy about this shit. But yeah, I wouldn't have. Like, I'm really good at avoiding spoilers online. I wouldn't have known it if it hadn't been for my mum who just went, "Oh, I just finished watching Game of Thrones." I was like, "Oh, what, the whole series?" She's like, yeah, like that dude's dead now. It's like, Mum, you realise that I might not have known about this. She's like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, Coleman just, we were in a house and some of our housemates were they were waiting to watch the final episode, and just nonchalantly walked past and he goes, and they just looked at him, and he didn't realise that it actually happened. Because he knew it happened at some point in the books, because neither of us really read it. I think he's listened to the audiobooks, and he just goes, right? And then it happened in the episode. They're like, you b****. Like, I didn't know that was happening. I was just being a
Well, at least on that he succeeded.
Oh, wow, that's cold. That's cold. You're never getting invited around their place again.
We live with them.
No, guys, but seriously, the spoiler thing goes to the point, like, I think it was last year. It was a really funny picture. Well, it wasn't funny, there might be a wrong word for it, but there was a picture of someone dying, and a mother holding that someone else, and the caption went, what did the girl see? The girl see this poor guy dying, and then what did the boy see? The boy saw the cleavage, basically. And I thought that was kind of funny, so I posted that on Twitter and laughed, and everyone went to me, no, this picture contains spoilers, what are you doing? I'm like, this was like 3 weeks ago, can I not post it now?
Guys, catch the up.
No, I don't know, if I'm the person who's very non-caring about spoilers, so I don't mind, but I understand.
Yeah.
Especially in Game of Thrones, that some things get a big turn around in that series, so I kind of get the spoiler thing. Anyway, move on to the other screeny things.
Mm-hmm.
So just sum up, Tales from Borderlands episode 3 is good. Yay. Alright.
Yay.
One of the things that some of our listeners might not have heard of, if you come to Tabletop Tuesday, we had a special screening of an exclusive... Was it exclusive to us?
Well, it was the first time I don't think it's, it was before that, it showed at UK Games Expo, and I'm not sure they showed it afterwards, so it's maybe a first screening in London.
Okay, first London screening of The Next Great American Game, which is directed by Douglas Morse, and it's about the game designer Randall Holt, who was designing a game called Turnpike. This was a documentary all about his struggle to get his game published. It was an interesting film, to say the least. Alex, what did you think?
Well, it was funny. I liked how Randall Hoyt kept insisting that his game was the next great American game. That's actually where the name came from, because he kept repeating it. It's like it didn't, like the actual documentary didn't assume that that's what the game would become, but it was such a distinct line from the designer that they followed that they named the documentary after it.
Yeah, he was so assured that everyone else was wrong and his game was the next great American game that from watching it, it seemed like he was maybe on the autistic spectrum or Aspergic. He was talking to some of the head honchos of a lot of game companies, and they were trying to critique his game, give him some information, tell him it's not for this market. It's nice, but he was taking it to like the hardcore board gamer conventions that where like you take King of Tokyo and Ticket to Ride and things like that, and his game was more of a family-friendly, play it around a dinner table on a Friday night game. Yeah. Not for, like, people who come to Tabletop Tuesday, for example.
Well, no, I wouldn't say necessary. It doesn't really matter where you play the game so much. I don't think...
No, I just mean, like, the core demographic.
Yeah, probably, yes.
So it'd be more of a family game. And he was expecting it to be something along the lines of the popularity of Monopoly or Trivial Pursuit. That's the kind of thing he was aiming for. And he didn't seem to know the market at the start of the conventions he was going to. And these really big head honchos and board game publishers were trying to give him honest critique and tell him, this isn't the game for us, it's not for our market, you need to tweak these things. And he just come out telling them, like, no, they know nothing, this is the next great American board game. And he seemed so, like, singularly focused on that one idea. It seemed like he might be a touch Aspergic or autistic, because they do go on...
Well, he does have...
Yeah, he has bipolar disorder, and I think a couple of other things, which they only go into his bipolarism in the film, but he seemed to be on a lot of different medications. So I was a little bit worried about him when I was watching it, rather than thinking it was a bit amusing him saying this all the time. At the start it was, but then you hear him saying it over and over and again, you think, right, something may not be wired right.
I have to say, I kind of liked, because this is sort of an equivalent to Indie Games, the movie, or something they've done, but I know from...
Oh, like Phil Fish.
Yeah. I know from speaking to the director at the event and afterwards, after watching, that he didn't really know the angle where to start from going about this movie, so he went around and he interviewed a lot of very famous board game designers like Jackson, Lang, Moon, Leacock. You know, he went to Spiel de Jar, he did some footage, you know, and other, you know, really good places full with, like, board games and real famous professionals and really good designers. But the thing is, he didn't really have a story. So I think it's kind of interesting that he went to this other guy, Randall Hoyt, who A, had a disorder that he had to battle. B, he had this game that, I don't know, it didn't look very exciting for me, but I'm sure it was, for, you know, at least interesting and had some kind of value. But at least, you know, Randall Hoyt really believed in that game.
Didn't he contact Douglas first and say, because they knew each other in some capacity from the past, and Douglas was just like shouting out on Facebook saying like, "Oh, I'm doing this thing. Does anyone know anything?" And I thought Randall contacted him saying, "Oh, I'm developing this board game." I thought that how the relationship started within the movie.
It might have. But I think it's also the other thing is about him that he was kind of like a really good person for documentary, because, you know, he kind of played a little bit on camera and he was okay to share his story. Like, I mean, sometimes, like Lauren said, he would go through all this, like, emotions and you weren't sure what he was. Mm-hmm. But that was part of what I think was interesting about it, is like, because, you know, it wasn't just dry. It wasn't just, oh, this famous designer just talking about the game. Like, he really wanted this to happen. Like, when people were telling him bad stuff and he was defending it, you know, he was really defending it because, you know, it's something that he truly believed in. And I think it's really interesting.
After a while, you can see it throughout the movie. The message from the board game designers do start to sink in, and he does start to like develop his game, take note from focus groups, and he developed a slightly different version for a more fantasy-based market, because his game is based around sitting in traffic, and it doesn't seem to actually have that much of an end goal. But
kind of want to play it now.
Yeah. Sorry, I was
Oh,
getting a lot of like feedback. Yeah, and the new version has slightly changed cards, and it's still cars in a traffic jam, but it's more linked to fancy elements like you can cast spells which will cause cars to explode and knock other cars off the road. And when he started doing that's when it started to sound cool to me. Like I think about playing it. If you did want to play it, you can go on to where was it?
Tabletopmovie.com.
Tabletopmovie.com, and if you search Turnpike the Game, you can get to Randall Holt's personal website where you can email him about the game. It's still in development. It's in the second round of testing, I think, at the moment. And you can probably get updates on how it's going from there.
Yeah. And I think if you want to look at Tabletop Movie and you're thinking of buying the DVD, also have in mind that that Douglas Morse actually kept all of his interviews with the really famous board game designers, and he added that to extras. So that alone, I think it would be a really, really good watch, because he has hours and hours and hours of interviews.
Oh, wow.
And if you're not sure, and we did rumble a little bit in our, podcasting way, Dermot wrote a really good review of it. So, where he was much more, concise and illiterate and fancy and, like Dermot is, because he writes nice reviews. And go read about that, because, he said everything very well. Like, I completely agree with everything he said.
Okay, so we're just going to do a quick mention before we delve into our next topic. The UK podcaster nominations are open, and you can vote for us by going to ukpodcasters.com. We will have a little button below in the description. Click on that, give us a vote, tell us you like us, like what we're doing. We'll keep doing what we're doing. That'd be nice.
If you like butts, vote for Geek Speak.
This is our campaign.
Some weird conversations. Yeah.
This is our campaign slogan.
Sprites.
Big poster. If you like butts, vote Geek Speak.
And that's about it for that one. Okay, so right. So we're just gonna do a little bit about the films of the film of the month, Jurassic World and its predecessors. So have we all seen Jurassic World yet?
Well, I've been told the entire plot, so I'll count that as
again. What plot?
Well, the bit with the dinos and the stuff and
You're my boy, Blue. You're my boy. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's when in the middle of the movie when they had big reveal, and I guess I'll put spoilers in for when we discuss in the
Yeah.
Did we
podcast
already
notes.
talk about this?
No, not really. We haven't really spoiled anything about it. But in the middle of a movie, they go, "Oh, the big modified dinosaur. There is a secret part to her that no one can figure it out." And then you find that secret part to her is velociraptors, and it's like a big dun 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 moment. And I just went, "What?"
I found that so weird, the whole and like because she's part velociraptor she can communicate with the other one. It's like, wait, no, wait, that's not like both having Bluetooth. That's not how it works.
Well, I think the whole thing they're meant to be harking back to the first one with the whole clever girl thing, because velociraptors are meant to be smart and all that crap. So it's showing that she has kind of a smart gene within her, but that was kind of at the bottom.
It was just like, if you had a human, humans are smart, humans communicate, yes, you get that. If you had a human raised in like a tank on the side and then was put in amongst a whole bunch of other humans, it would most likely try to eat them rather than try to communicate with them.
And plus the entire mix of different genetics within that animal would not create the same kind of vocal or just like, when animals talk to their mother and they have that kind of instinct of how to respond, that's not going to be developed within that species, because they're just a jumble of different other species. They're not going to have the same kind of communication cues as a velociraptor or as a T-Rex or as whatever else has been put into them. They're not going to have those cues.
Also, why the would the other ones listen? It's like,
Chris Pratt's prettier.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only thing. Go watch
Exactly.
Chris Pratt. That's about it.
And there's a whole like, but it's like the alpha. How did we know that Velociraptor society had alphas and that sort of structure?
And plus, that animal did not earn the right to be an alpha. The only reason that it could be an alpha is big. But again, it's not the exact same species. I know
Yeah.
Chris Pratt is a different species to the Velociraptor, but they've been
raised
born
them.
and raised together, so that's
They're
understandable.
babies. They're his babies.
They had just met. They will not take on an alpha straight away like that.
Yeah,
Oh, Lauren, you sweet child, you're still trying to make logic happen.
And then
Oh.
I like logic,
and-
it's my friend.
and then I was told that at the end it gets resolved by, oh, the big fish eats it.
Yeah, that's
pretty
the only
much.
reason the big fish
Like,
was there.
what? And then the T-Rex just goes, see ya guys.
All right.
And just
All right, bro.
I'm
just,
off for a walk, you guys. I've
walks
had
off.
enough.
Well, the
into
whole thing about
jungle.
the T-Rex is meant to be the same T-Rex from the first one.
Yeah.
It's meant to be the one that saved... saved... No, hang on. The one that was damaged by the Velociraptors in the first one. Yeah, so they saved the kids from the Velociraptors in the first one. But again, that was only put in as fan service in the first one because they thought, oh, we got this big T-Rex. We're not seeing it again. So maybe we just chuck it in at the end so people like us.
Yeah.
But it's meant to be the same one from the first park, and you see kind of scars on its neck from that attack. That's why it gets released. I don't see why it doesn't just bite the heads off the other
Everyone, yeah.
animals.
It's like, it's a,
why not?
It's a grumpy old grandma T-Rex who's probably like, what the is this bullshit?
Yeah, and why did she just like kind of nod knowingly to the Velociraptors? It's like, all right,
It's like, yo,
it's like,
guys.
I've never
we got
seen
it.
She never would have seen them. Like, what is this?
it's like, what are you bitches? Why can't I eat you? There we go. Your kind attacked me before. Why should I give a shit about you?
Oh, it just
Pretty much.
sounded like it made no sense.
The most exciting thing from that movie is that we
Chris
got
Pratt.
drinks. Well, actually, okay, then the second
Margarita Man. Margarita Man.
The second most exciting thing is that we got little dinosaurs in our drink cups, and we took two dinosaurs with us. And yes, we did ask for two different dinosaurs when we ordered a drink.
Nice.
Yeah, you kind of have to. There was 3 different dinosaurs.
Yep. There
Yeah.
was the one genetically engineered one. There was the T-Rex, and then there was a Velociraptor. So we got a Velociraptor and T-Rex.
Yeah, I couldn't be asked. The only reason I had a plastic cup was because they were just trying to get rid of Ultron cups. And then Coleman got one because other few cinemas have actually run out of the toys. Because people have been going around buying the cups, especially just for the toys. And our friend down in Portsmouth, he was trying to collect all 3, and they had completely run out of Velociraptors in Hampshire.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Yeah,
I'm sure like
so
Velociraptors.
yeah, so we got him a Velociraptor.
Oh, that's nice. Well, speaking of the toys, did you see that whole thing about how on the toy packaging the dinosaurs were referred to as he's in every single time they referred to? They were male on all the
They're
on all the toy
females.
packaging. It's like, yeah, they're all girls. It says in the film repeated times. Like that is the whole point of the film.
Life.
It's like, oh,
finds
no.
a way.
We-
Sorry, I struggle with Jeff Goldblum's voice. I'm trying to learn. I love Jeff Goldblum. He's my
awesome.
way.
He is awesome. But
I
then-
need a Jeff Goldblum Lego. I want a Jeff Goldblum Lego and a Chris Pratt Lego, and then I can be happy.
Whee!
I just want a big T-Rex. I could set away going rah, pew, 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 and just like I don't know.
How
I don't
does
know
a
why
T-Rex go pew
I've
pew,
been
by the
playing
way?
space games. Okay, shut up.
A T-Rex with a laser beam on the head.
Thank you. That and then just like smash other people's keyboards with my T-Rex.
It's a dinosaur laser fight.
I'm sure
Come on,
other people love you for this.
Rah, pew, pew, pew.
It's a goddamn dinosaur laser fight. Sorry.
I'll make it right. I have an A-wing on my Lego A-wing on my desk. I'll just plonk it on top of that. Like pew, rawr.
I'm gonna go listen to Ninja Sex Party now.
It's a great. I have a great job. I have a great job where actually I could do that, and maybe one person would tell me to stop, but I don't think anybody would.
Not at your job, no.
No,
No
one
one
would
will
tell
tell
me-
you to stop.
no.
No one would tell me to stop, but then I could actually get a laser.
That
And
would
do
be,
that.
That would be pretty cool. Can you actually make like a tiny laser and just attach it to a dinosaur's head?
Yeah, I could. Well, I could attach it to a cockroach as well, because my head of
Yeah.
department, his old school sent us a cockroach in the post.
Is it alive?
Yeah, it's alive. It gave birth yesterday.
Ah!
We've got 20 baby cockroaches.
Ah! No!
Just-
no!
They're in a tank. They're in a
I
tank.
know. I
Doesn't
don't
matter.
care. Set fire to the tank. Oh,
Oh, I know.
that's how infestations start. Because one thing about cockroaches is that they don't stay in one place where you want them to stay. Is your tank just like sellotaped shut with cement?
No, it's sealed. It's in our tech room.
When I think of cockroaches,
Okay, sorry, back on topic.
Okay. Speaking of Jurassic World, a couple of weeks ago I popped down to Hyde Park to see a preview of LEGO Jurassic World on PS4. Whilst I was there, I was lucky enough to have a little chat with the head of design from Traveller's Tales, Mike Taylor. He has worked on games like LEGO Lord of the Rings, LEGO Star Wars, pretty much all the LEGO games you could think of. Here is what he has to say.
So, have you worked on any of the LEGO games before?
Yeah, I've been working on LEGO games for almost 10 years now, starting with LEGO Star Wars Complete Saga on Nintendo DS. I've worked on about 18 handheld titles, and more recently I've worked on LEGO City Undercover on Wii U, and the LEGO Movie video game, and now LEGO Jurassic World.
Has this been approached in any different way to your previous titles?
Well, we always try to keep the core features that our fans really love and enjoy in the game, because we know that the fans love to be able to play together in co-op mode. They love that we want to appeal to a wide range of a wide age range. So we want young gamers to be able to play with older gamers at the same time. That's very important to us. So we keep that in there. We always want to inject some humour into proceedings, so we poke fun at the source material, like the films that we're basing the game on. We like to obviously parody the scenes and add humour to it, so that we put a smile on gamers' face. And we always like to have lots of fun with LEGO too. So those three things are always very important to us. But of course, when we start working on a new game, we want to look at ways that will make that completely, feel really cool. In the case of LEGO Jurassic World, the big thing is the dinosaurs. So we wanted to think of how we could have as much fun as possible with dinosaurs. So we've made it possible to collect them and play as them, and you can also customize them. So you can change head, body, and tail parts, colors and patterns, and create thousands of different types of dinosaur. And then play as those dinosaurs on the huge hubs that are based on Isla Nublar and Isla Sorna, and fight as those dinosaurs or use their abilities. It's really cool.
With the demo level that I just played, that's from the first film, and obviously you're going to be including the new film. Was there anything from Jurassic Park and Lost World or Jurassic Park 3 that you included, or did you focus on the original and the new films?
No, we're offering there's 5 levels from each of the 4 films, so 20 levels in total based on the 4 films. And then there's the 2 huge islands, Isla Nublar and Isla Sorna, and they've got hub areas from the 4 films as well, so we're covering the whole lot of them, yeah.
Awesome. There's obviously audio from all the films. Did you create any new audio or just stick to the original material?
We were fortunate enough to we had permission to use original VO from the earlier films for all the key characters, so that really adds a lot of authenticity to the feel of the game.
Absolutely.
And then in the case of Jurassic World, we were even more fortunate because we could use VO from the films, and we also got additional studio time with the key actors to record extra lines to go in the actual game, in the actual levels itself. So, for example, we had studio time with Chris Pratt and the big stars like that. So,
was there any difficulty getting them to record the lines for the Legos?
It's always difficult because they're very busy. So, but we're fortunate that TT Games are owned by Warner Brothers, and they've got so much experience of dealing with the movie side of things, and they usually manage to get some time with all the key actors for us, which makes a huge difference to the games.
Is there anything within the games, within the movie universe, that you couldn't quite portray within the game that you would have liked to?
I think it's difficult. It's difficult when you're basing a game on 4 films, because you've got a lot of source material, so it's quite a challenge to make sure you can cram in as many of the key iconic moments as possible. But on the flip side to that, I think as long as you're sensible about picking the best bits, you end up with a much better game, or a much more solid game that never sort of drops in terms of how much fun and how sort of exciting it is. So
when you're saying cramming the stuff in from 4 movies, was it a similar difficult situation as with Lego Lord of the Rings, because you had 3 huge movies to include there?
Exactly, yeah. It's always, when you've got lots of movies to base your game on, it's always a challenge, but I think we've got a really good proven track record of doing that, so we've got lots of experience. I think we managed to do it well in most cases, and I think we certainly have in Jurassic World. I'm really pleased. I can't think of anything specific that we didn't manage to get in that I'd really want to get in, so I'm pleased with how it turned out.
And welcome back, listeners.
It was a seamless transition.
Seamless.
Laura Palmer. She
Okay.
is my cousin.
What?
Haven't either of you seen Twin Peaks?
Yes, but I
There's
don't
her.
remember that.
When they're in the red room and they're going, she is my cousin.
Would you like some coffee?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's his love interest that turns out to be related to him, no?
Laura Palmer's related to the midget.
Oh, I haven't watched this TV show in so long.
I need to rewatch it before the new series comes
When
out.
is it coming out? Because I need to rewatch it as well because it was glorious but really scary.
Yeah.
Not for a
Well, it was in
while.
development hell because David Lynch said, "No, you're not giving me enough money. I'm not doing it." And then most of the cast dropped out, and then they gave him more money. He goes, "Okay." But now I really don't know. It'll probably be next year, maybe.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I have time.
I'm not too
Yeah.
sure.
Good to know.
But I know Hulu at the minute has done like their own version of Twin Peaks. I can't remember what it's called, but it's got can't remember the
Sounds
guy's name, but
What the-
they've done a version of it.
Well, the box set is definitely worth getting. Just don't watch the movie. Don't.
Firewalk with Me. It's not bad.
It
It's
was
a bit weird.
awful. It was so brutal and just disgusting and like so overly sexualized, where the series had never been like super sexualized, and it had gore where the series never really had gore, and it was just We was-
That's meant to
movies for you.
Well, it's meant to show the sordid past of Laura Palmer and how she ended up there. That's just Lynch in movies. So if you watch like Inland Empire and Mulholland Drive, they're just f***ing freaky. They're weird. Oh, and Blue Velvet. Blue Velvet is very.
Blue Velvet
very
is
violent.
weird.
Yeah, I do love Lynch though.
I haven't seen any of those. Boy, I was made to watch this weekend is Man of Steel.
Oh god, you poor thing.
Yeah, that was my reaction.
I haven't seen that one. I don't want to see that
It's
one.
Ugh.
That's all it is.
I much prefer David Lynch. Like Inland Empire is just a complete head.
Really?
And yeah, complete head. And to the point where David Lynch wanted the lead character, the leading lady Laura Dern, who played the female scientist in Jurassic Park 1.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to get her an Oscar nomination by like walking around Hollywood with a cow painted vote for Laura Dern on the side. Just walking this cow around Hollywood, as you do.
Nice.
And then, what's the other one? Mulholland Drive is, again, trippy. It's got Justin Theroux in it and Naomi Watts, and most of it is in Naomi Watts' head. And then there's this freaky feral guy that gave me nightmares for weeks. Yeah.
The only thing that I really know of David Lynch is Dune, and it's because it's based on the book Dune, and I like Dune, so I watched the movie Dune, but it's super, super, super old, and the big warm things are just super, super, super fake, but I don't care.
I love that movie.
It is
Really?
pretty good.
That wasn't even his original cut. There's about, it's like
like a big
Blade Runner. There's like 15 different cuts of it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't know, it's just something, like, really fascinating about that movie. It's just so old and gritty and dark and...
Dune in general is such a fantastic book.
It is, but oh my god, towards, like, book 10, you go and you're like, what the is going on? Because I lost the plot.
I've only ever read...
Seriously.
I only read the first one, in all fairness. And it
The
was
first
great.
one is okay. They're all okay until maybe book 3. Like, Emperor of Dune is the last one that I really liked, and I think it's either book 3 or book 4.
And
And
you
then
kept
after
on
that,
reading.
it's just... And after that, well, I have to. Like, guys, I can't control. If I start reading the book, no matter how bad it is, I have to finish. It's like an OCD or something. And so if I start reading the series, it has to be extraordinarily bad for me to drop the series.
Yeah,
So
well.
I had to read the whole Dune, but then by the end of it, I was like, I don't really know what's going on anymore, but okay.
Have you ever read The Dragon Riders of Pern?
No, but you did mention them to me the other day.
Yeah, they're actually great. All the books are pretty great. Up to the point where they start, like, the dolphins start talking, and it gets a little bit funny.
That's when it gets funny.
That's when it gets a little bit like, oh, okay. But,
Lauren, I propose that an episode title is Until the Dolphins Start Talking.
Okay, I did put like 3 options out. Basically, stop pooping me out, helicopter butt, or space docking. So
Until the dolphins start talking, please, because that is so bizarre.
Yeah, they do. But the books, and there's so many of them, like I must have read about 10 or so of them, and it's got dragons, and the dragons are great, and the stories are great, and it's actually written quite well, and they are quite fantastic books, and I think you would genuinely like. If I still had my collection of them, I had like a massive collection, but they all went to charity when I was at uni.
Yeah,
but,
unfortunately, I have an incredible pile of book shame at the moment. I was
okay.
giving a 4-book series for my birthday. I just got 2 books by Patrick Weeks from his series, because another one of his books is coming out soon and I wanted to read. I'm listening to an audiobook to The Expanse and I have to read a book for review, so I'm like covered in reading.
well, your wedding's coming up, so maybe I'll just buy you a couple of the Dragon Rider books.
Hey, not a bad wedding gift as far as I'm concerned.
There's gonna be dragons on the table, so I'm gonna rock up with some dragon books. Be like,
Hell yeah.
Nothing for Tim. No. Fuck beta husband. All presents for you.
I will also look for a chocolate dragon. I don't think I can find one, but I can look.
To Wales!
Well,
Right.
you might find Chocolate Dragon where you don't expect it to be found. But that's all
Happy
I'm gonna say.
What?
Oh, I don't know. That's interesting. I haven't thought about that.
Okay, should we do some shout-outs?
Yes,
Yes.
because we have actually loads.
Okay, so, Monica, do you want to do forums?
Yes, I will do
Oh no,
forums.
can she do Twitters because she has Irish pronunciation of a certain name and I don't remember how to pronounce it in Irish.
Oh, I
No, I
don't
can do-
remember. No, I don't remember.
I
how to
do.
Okay.
I do.
So you can do
Okay.
it. Fine.
Alright.
Okay.
So, why don't you do forums?
I'll do forums. So shout out on the forums to Spiky Chris and Orox and Dave. You people.
And guys,
you rock.
please, comment on the forums, give us questions. We like comments on the forums. They're nice and they're kind of permanent, so we can go back and see them and feel
And
a little
we
bit
read them.
fuzzy.
It
Yes.
makes us happy.
Okay, right. Twitter, we got at Jesus.
No, that's not,
Jesus.
no, that's not how you pronounce it in Irish.
What was it? I thought it was
All of a
Jesus.
sudden, you know.
Oh, Seamus.
No.
I can't remember.
Because I listened,
thought it
no, because when I put this, I went back to that episode and listened to like 3 times how Mon said it in Irish pronunciation, and after listening for 3 times, I still can't remember.
I can't remember.
Like cautious?
Cassius.
I don't know.
Keys.
Okay.
Keys?
Well, we pushed that
no,
up.
I don't know.
Well, you're
Thanks,
cool anyway.
Alex.
Yeah.
At Conga Pyro, at Will Driver 93, at Bleezy Boy, at Houdini 22, at Craig Hadley, and at Like Mike. I'm just pronouncing it like that, even though you got 1 in your name.
Hey.
Alex, do you want to do 18s?
18s, big thank you to Woods Rob, or Rob's Woods, or Woods in the Rob, or Rob in the Woods. I don't know. He's from Australia. He gave us 5 stars. He was
Yay!
absolutely wonderful. Yay! He said, great host, great answers for interesting questions, and a fun time for all the listeners. Keep up the wonderful work, ladies. We
will, Rob. We will.
We will,
And we-
Woods.
And we do have one comment on the UK podcast directory, which you can comment on as well when you give us a vote, which would be very, very nice. Link down below. It's from one of our podcasters, BRB Geek Speak. It's like being trapped in a very small space with 3 very nerdy ladies talking nothing but games, tabletop, elves, Lovecraft, and butts. 3
Yay.
lovable weirdos making funny talk.
Yay!
Thank
I
you.
I like that we're lovable. I'm
like it that we're
always
lovable.
worried that we're not lovable enough.
Oh, yeah.
We're plenty weirdo.
Yeah, weirdo, yeah. I have no
Okay.
questions about that.
All right.
Okay,
and,
we have lots of special shoutouts. Especially Dermot being weirded out about being a professor. Because if I can open the link and read what the actual picture said on the Twitter. Oh, it's a little graphic of the Powerpuff Girls and the professor, and it says, this man was not trying to make superheroes. His goal was to make the perfect little girl in his basement.
Yep.
Yep. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird, I have to say.
Little bit hentai, but okay. Okay, massive hugs to Stephen for giving us the nomination shout out. He is wonderful. He writes and does videos for video games as well. Follow him at Pilkey42. He does, what is his thing called?
GGS Gamer.
GGS Gamer.
Yep.
And Monica, do you want to
And,
do the last
and
bit?
he's going to Japan and I hate him.
Oh, I
Yes.
know he's a b****. I told him he better bring us back some stuff. I told him if he doesn't, I will kill him.
I see, I just told him
Yeah.
to take photos. I should have thought of...
Oh, come on.
I told him I want presents, at least some Pocky.
You can buy Pocky in Soho.
Well, just a massive amount of Pocky.
Fair enough.
Just fill me a suitcase full of green tea Pocky, please.
Oh,
That'd be
green
great.
tea Kit Kats, because they're expensive.
Oh my
in
God.
London.
For my birthday, I got a bag of green tea Kit Kats, and they're kind of mini size. And I'd eat one, and like, oh, there's another one right there. Maybe I should just eat it.
Nom,
So it's
nom,
with
nom,
its
nom,
brethren.
Did I try them? Were they weird? I remember
No,
them
they're
being
really
weird.
They are
nice.
delicious. They are amazing.
I
I'm
can't remember.
going to Hyper Japan on Saturday, so I want to buy all the green tea things.
All of the green tea thing. I just saw, by the way, on Facebook that there's some Japanese event thing going on in October, and Kiari Pamu is going to be playing.
Is she?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah, I'm looking right now. So this ticket's going to be on sale on Friday, so I can grab us some tickets if you want.
Oh my God, yes!
Yeah,
I like
See?
Kiari Babu
I
Babu.
do too. I do too. She's pretty cool. She's
Bon, bon, I do it.
bon bon. Do
Yep.
when you made me happy.
I'm happy for
Every
you
day
guys.
born. Every night is born.
Hey, I'm meeting solos at the end of July. I don't care.
Who?
Oh yeah, I did tell you. Ooh,
Huh?
I'm actually gonna go to London Film Comic Con, and the voice actor for Solos is gonna be there, and I'm gonna come and take a picture and be all fun girly, cause
Are you going to touch his butt?
no,
Poor show.
I
Poor
don't.
show.
I
Yeah.
don't want to be weird. I'm weird enough. Come on.
We are weird. Embrace it.
Yeah, but I don't want him to get freaked out.
Right.
Like, hey.
If I was going, I would totally touch Christopher Lloyd's butt.
Okay, good.
Just saying.
Okay, can we go get other people shouted out that also
Yeah.
nominated us and were wonderful?
Yes.
Right, Monica, go for it.
Other nomination shout-outs to Lady Jeanette, a good friend of the podcast. I made her an ice pack for her foot today.
Aww.
Because she stepped on a rock in Brighton, because she's a derp as well.
She is the biggest derp.
But we love her. Also,
Yep.
big shout-out to BRB Tim, aka beta husband to Alex.
It is.
Yes.
Also,
Basically.
shout-out to part-time_powers, who is somebody who I do not know.
He is
But
a
you're
listener. He is a
You're
listener
awesome.
and
Oh,
wonderful
awesome
listener on
listener.
Twitter. Yes.
Yeah,
He nominated
okay.
us, so
Oh,
he's doubly
thank you.
awesome.
That's doubly
Thank you very
awesome.
much.
Because all those other peoples, they kind of like, they have to do it. Because
Yeah, they
otherwise we know where they live. And we can
Well,
beat them
literally.
up.
technically Steven doesn't have to. But Julia and Tim, they do, so.
Yeah,
Well, Stephen does have to, because we would kill him.
we know him.
Yeah.
We know him. We know where you live, Steve.
Yeah.
Well, we don't, but we know how to find you.
We know where
Wait.
he's on Tuesdays.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you just follow him on Instagram or Twitter, not Instagram, on Twitter or Facebook, because he posts everything.
You know what? I was trying to seamlessly segue in our
I was going to
weekly
say, like,
tabletop pug.
yeah, I was waiting for that. It's like, if I'm on Tuesdays,
Okay.
no, he'll be Tuesdays. You know what happens on
Sorry.
Tuesdays.
Okay, so if you would like to come and experience some of the weirdness for yourself, you can come see some, well, Alex at least, at Tabletop
I promise
Tuesday,
not to touch your butt.
unless you wanted to, unless you give permission.
No, don't say that. Oh, that's gonna take a weird turn now.
You're just gonna get so many people walking up to Alex going like, yeah, no, like, it sounds great, but seriously, I heard that you'll touch my butt.
Just walk into your butt first. That'd be weird. Yeah, so
See,
you
this
could...
butt thing started out fun, but I think it's kind of turning back on me.
Is it turning its butt on you?
Okay, so Tabletop Tuesday, every Tuesday at Loading Bar in Dalston, London. If you want to know any information about this week's featured game, you can go to bigredbarrel.com, and it's there right at the start of the front page. We have games that we have different featured games every week, and you could play them, win them, and sometimes we have other stuff that you could win. Sometimes we have different events, like we've had Pokemon events. Sometimes we even have films, like we did last week with the next great American game. So it's lots of treats, lots of fun, and you get to talk to our weird faces sometimes.
Ooh,
But you don't get to
yay.
talk to our butts.
No.
Maybe if you buy us a drink first. So, I'm sorry, that's just
Okay,
weird.
let's move on.
Okay, yeah, so if you have a question or you want to tell us what you thought about this episode, because there's probably a lot of things you're going to be thinking, you can contact us. You can use the forums down below. Just give us a comment below this episode, or you can contact us on Twitter using at Big Red Barrel with hashtag Geek Speak, or you can contact us on our personal Twitters. Mine is at the Sweet Shrimp.
I'm a Dusty Tulip _
And I'm Monica_Ion.
She always sounds so unsure when she says it. She's like, am I? But am I?
I always forget if there's the underscore or not. I'm like, am I? Am I not? I don't know. I don't know.
Am I Monica or am I not? That is the question.
Mine's simple.
Yeah.
Mine's just sushi.
Sushi works.
Sushi's fine. Okay, for episode 11 of Big Red Barrel Geek Speak, I'm assuming the title is going to be Until the Dolphins Start Talking. Should that be our new sign-off?
Oh, guys,
so, dear listeners, until the Dolphins start
talking.
talking. We bid you goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
What did the dolphins say? Do they go?
No,
How did they go?
You and your ears are quite welcome for the podcasting goodness that you just heard. Why not roll on over to BigRedBarrel.com for more podcasts, news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarrel.com.